Shivani welcomes the Young Bucks, who kick Tony out of the ring, and they scream that Sting and Darby cheated, and they have ended Sting's career forever. And the Young Bucks state that they are entering the tournament, so we have at least one team in this tournament. And they go on to announce that Hangman Page, after his actions, is suspended indefinitely from the Elite.
Mm-hmm. Suspended indefinitely, but not completely gone.
No. He too did not follow concussion protocol, and this is indefinite.
So again, not suspended from AEW, but the Elite.
From the Elite, yes. And then Kenny Omega, you've not been making your dates for any good reason, and therefore you are fired from the Elite.
Yeah, this is a permanent firing.
Yes. So, I mean, you had the announcers screaming. It's like, it's a health issue. And then Eddie Kingston comes down and he says, you guys were going to find me if I talk crap about you, so take it. And he whips money at them. And Matt is saying, let's take this offline. And Kingston attacks them. There's a low blow by Matt. And as they set up for the EVP trigger, we see the Rainmaker theme play. And the place goes wild. And entering is Kazuchika Okada. And he comes down and he stands alongside Eddie Kingston like they're going to oppose the Young Bucks, but then grabs Kingston by the belt, flips him around into a Rainmaker, and he is with the Elite. And they just look into the camera. I thought this was so great. This debut, it was so simple, and they set up so much. They have got an immediate program with Eddie Kingston for the short term. You have established to me the heel unit in AEW. And on top of that, they have pretty much told you at the very beginning of this that you are getting Okada and Omega at a date to be determined. They did so much here in like a 5-minute segment. I thought this was a tremendous introduction. And for anyone that is questioning starting off Okada as a heel, please go back and watch some of this guy's heel work. It is the best Okada. I think this is a great introduction for him.
All you have to ask is, how did he start in New Japan as the Rainmaker? You know,
I mean,
this is the Rainmaker character, right? I was not expecting this. I was not expecting his debut. I thought they would have like saved it for big business next week, if anything. To give it to us on this show unannounced, I really liked it. I mean, you're coming off of, I think, some of the fumes of Revolution, and you're at the point now where you can afford to spread the wealth. You know, you got your Will Ospreay debut at Revolution. Let's follow it up if our next show with Okada, and then the next week you're gonna get Sasha. It was wonderful. I also didn't expect him to portray him as a heel. I thought, like, who's going to boo Okada, right? You know, it kind of makes sense to portray him as a babyface. But I really do like the idea of him being a heel here. For one thing, you have the connection with the Bucks with their history together. The money thing, you know, is kind of perfect right now with their EVP role. And the matchups for Okada as a heel, I think, are so much more attractive than what they would be as a babyface. Like you mentioned, Eddie Kingston, the Omega match down the line. And the man looks just like $1 million.
He looked awesome here. Like
in a
suit. He just had so much charisma just the second he walked out here. I do have to say, like, when they did this shot and you've got the money coming down and this pose, first thing I was thinking is that, man, Mercedes fits in really well to this group if they were to add a female, but I don't know if they go that.
But they don't even like do that much storytelling with like female members. Like the most is what, like a Julia Hart.
Well, that's a problem that could be rectified.
I mean, like in the body of like a men's group, but they could, yeah. You know, you also have now the Bucks who can theoretically be a mouthpiece for Kazuchika Okada. You know, to be able to
serves a lot of functions. Yeah. I think this is this was a really great introduction and set up a lot right away. And I mean, just the stories you can do of, you know, Hangman Page is going to be off for some time now. You've kind of put Kenny and Hangman now as this kind of like they've both been now kind of rejected by the Elite. You have their history. I mean, in a perfect world, they'd be in this tag tournament, but I don't think that is obviously happening for Kenny's reasons. But anyway, down the road, man, I love the fact that they introduce so many different things, short term, but more importantly, long term stuff as well, from just such a basic segment to introduce this guy.
And there's plenty of time in the future to do your babyface Okada run. I think this offers a more proper introduction for Okada to the AEW universe. And people are going to love him through these matches anyway, so they'll be ready for a babyface turn at any point.